Hello, welcome to my channel. Welcome to another episode. So we're going to be working on this same panel. So I've put out part 1 through 3. So this is going to be part 4. I'd like for this to be the last part, but that all depends on the art piece and if I feel like it needs more work. So we're going to begin and start part 4. So what I want to do here is pretty much come up with the final design, but I got to figure out, what it's going to be. I mean, I have an idea what it's going to be, but I need to. So similar to when I went through and used the acrylic marker to come up with the checkered patterns, right? I'm going to do something similar where I will use. So what I have here is just a pastel um, pencil, a white pastel pencil, and the idea is I can just make a rough sketch on the panel. I also have right over here just a little bit of paper towel with, it's damp. I've got some water nearby. So what's going to happen is I can make sort of like a drawing, like or a layout that I want to work with on this panel. And if I do something that I don't like, I can easily just with a damp paper towel just wipe it off. Okay, and make another design. So it's a good way to to draw over or just an outline over the work that you've done and not potentially cause damage to it. So I'm not going to push too hard, just enough to, come up with the design I'm going to work with. Um, and if I'm making a mistake, just a little, a damp paper towel to just get rid of that. And that'll come right off. Okay. So potentially anything similar. You could use chalk, perhaps. I have this. Usually, you want to find what you have. Preferably, you want to find what you have around the house that you could potentially use. So if you have pastels, this is something that would easily come off with a little bit of. I find that you'll have to damp the paper towel or a piece of cloth, whatever you have available, to just wipe that off. Okay, so it's going to be interesting. So let's see. So I'm going to give it a go now. Um, let's see here. This is the tricky part, just trying to draw over this. And all right, now I want to get the right proportions of what it is I'm trying to do, and I try to get thins in the first go. um, hmm, let's see. But you can't really see this, and that's fine. Like I said, I don't want to be too hard on the surface. I'm just lightly trying to come up with this pattern here or this design. Um, so, got to stand back, take a look at it, see if it makes sense. It's kind of hard for even me to see, so I gotta make it more legible. Also the light with the glare. It wasn't helping. All right, that's better. Okay. I guess I can go just a bit harder so I can see what it is I'm actually doing. I'm not looking for perfection here. This is going to be covered over. It's just a template to work with. So I think maybe I can. So I think I might make a little adjustment to the. Let's see if I go just a bit that way. Let's see. Yeah, I think that looks better. So I'm going to make a slight adjustment here where it curves down here. I think that's a bit too far in, and I'm just going to make a new line, which I just did actually, and utilize this instead. So I'm going to. So this is a good segue to actually show you how easily you can erase mistakes that you've made in your template, right? So and I'm going to sharpen this soon as well. So I'm just going to paper towel and, well, let me show you. Just a little bit of water, right? So just damp it just a little bit, and don't worry because water is not going to ruin the piece. I mean, acrylics, it's water-based paint, so, and it's dried. So I'm just going to go through and remove this bit. I would actually suggest that before you use a damp rag, just try to go over it briefly with. And I think this was the paper towel was a little bit too damp. So because you don't need a lot of moisture, you just want just a little bit. So I think I overdid it just a little bit there. Obviously, I still have paint, so I can always retouch if I need to. And obviously, you want to do this on paint that's dry. Okay, this has been sitting here since I last worked on part 3, so it's completely dry. So another tip is, so I fixed it. I would suggest even when you're doing the outline, don't go too hard, because the lighter it is, as long as you can see it to do what you need to do, that's all that matters. Okay, so this is going to be the first part. There's going to be more, but I will go ahead and I will mix white paint. Okay, so I'm back. So I've got some titanium white, and we're going to use this. I ended up not even mixing this at all. So I figured I'm just going to use it as is. The consistency it's fine. It's thick. I felt like there's really no need to mix this with water. So I'll start with this just like this, and obviously if I feel like I need to mix it, then I can add a little bit of water. But for now, I think I'm just gonna go with it as is. And I get the sense that I might want to switch over to. I'm trying to see here if I can. Okay. I will switch over to a slightly bigger brush because I will still get the. So the brush I'm switching to is pretty much the same one that I used when I did part one and covered up the this panel with the ivory black. So I think that's going to be better for what I'm doing right now, because it's pretty much similar width, right? So this should be perfect for that. So I'll go ahead and utilize this instead. So, and I think I'm going to get more texture this way, which is what I'm also looking for. There we go. Much better, much better. So, you know, you figure things out as you go along, and you know what works best. You don't always just stick to the same pattern because it's what you're familiar with. You switch things up a bit and see what the outcome is. Yeah, I like this because I am getting good texture this way. So you see how this is pretty much going over the pastel, the white pastel outline. So all right, so I'm going to go ahead and continue where I left off, and let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. All right. So what I have here is a dark red. So I'm just going to go ahead and add to this. So it's one thing to create art, you know, without the camera and all the stuff that goes with, you know, trying to put this online. So I'm obviously, as I'm doing this, I'm also learning and growing, figuring out better ways to, you know, to convey this process. This is also going to break up the white. That's fine at first, just to get it out there, but it's obviously it's too prominent in on the panel. So I intended to obviously break it up a little bit, so it's not going to be. So if you're expecting to see it all that white the whole time, it's, you know, that's not going to be the case. Got to break it up a little bit. We're making pretty good progress, and we're just about done with this piece. I'm going to go ahead and wash off my brushes and clean up a little bit, and then come back and add some more. Okay, I'm going to stop here with this piece. So I've added a few more colors to it, and so far it's looking pretty good, and we're just about done. So I'm going to let this dry, and I'm going to come back at a later time and add just a little bit more and a little bit more detail, and a few more colors, and it should be done at that point. So welcome back. We're going to continue to work on this panel. I've got some ivory black here mixed with a little bit of water. So it's still pretty thick consistency. So I'm going to go ahead and touch this up some more, and let's try to wrap this up for part 4. Okay. All right, let's get into it. I'm actually glad this piece is coming to an end. Just about done. Not much is left here, so I want to. So part 4 is going to be the final part to this to this piece. And for those of you who've watched part 1 through now part 4, I'm very much appreciative of you watching. It means a lot. So after this, I'm moving on to another work, and I'll have to see what that is. I have options. So when I built this panel, I try to build several at once. So I've got about at least 12 panels already built, prepped, and ready for to be worked on. That's how I tend to just work on a bunch of panels all at once. Not necessarily that many, but this time around I built that many. And the size I'm working on right now, this is 48 by 48. I built 4 of these, so I've got 3 more of this size that I can work on and create something new. So I haven't decided yet if I'm going to work on another piece that's this large for the next one, or something a bit smaller. That decision is yet to be made, but I have those panels ready to go when I need them. All right, so I'm about to call it quits now for this panel. It's been one hell of a ride. Definitely enjoyed the process doing this particular piece. I didn't properly plan for this, so I just started and see where it went. And sometimes it's going to be that way. My next piece, I'm going to be slightly more prepared, but it's always nice to begin and not know where it's going to go. And a lot of time, I'm also sort of taken back by the work itself because just like you watching, I don't always know where it's going to go. And then sometimes, you're inspired by the piece to do certain things to it. Um, and just about when you think it's done, you realize there's more you want to incorporate into the piece or more that it wants. So a lot of times the work itself will talk to you and let you know what it needs. And so trying to figure out where exactly when you're done, it's you just know because at some point, you intuitively know not to add more. You can obviously overdo um, the process and end up um, you can get carried away. Um, but I think this so far is was just about done. I'm just gonna highlight just a little bit with the white, a few more sections in this area, and also the top left hand corner, maybe the top middle part, and I'll be done. So we're just about there. I'm actually anxious to try to get this get this panel done and move on to the next creation. All right. Basically, this touch of white just you might almost forget that we had a checkered pattern going on. It sort of breaks it up a little bit and tends to make some of those lines more perceptible to the eyes, so that you're capturing more information. Um, for the most part, I think that's the main purpose of this highlight with the white. Um, the colors are pretty. I mean, you have a more of a darker background, so this definitely helps to give some highlight to the more darker areas. You know, and I'm just going to go ahead and so this panel is pretty much done. It is, I would say, 99% done. So I'm not going to do anything else to this panel on camera. I will. I'll have it up for a while. So if I feel like I need to highlight anything, then I'll do that. Um, Also, bear in mind there's a few minor things I need to do that's not done yet, but I can do that at a later date. But this is officially the end of so part 4 will be the end of me working on this panel. Um, on the camera. So we're pretty much done. It's 99% there. I still need to finish the sides. I need to varnish at some point. I need to sign my name on the panel. And I need to attach the hanging hardware to the panel as well. And all of that stuff is not urgent that I get to it right now, but I'll do that at a later date. on my own time, but that's not going to be taped. I might do a separate video on adding hanging hardware to a panel. I think it's going to be the same for like stretch canvas. You can apply whatever you learn from that video to other things that you want to hang. It requires no measurements, and it's just a simple, straightforward process. So if you've watched part 1 through 4, I definitely appreciate you. It means a lot to me, and there's going to be more contents to come. I have more panels that are built. I tend to build them build a few at a time, and that way I have panels to work with when I need them. So I have 3 more panels of this size I might work on next, or I might work in something smaller. So I have to look into what it is I want to do next, but I have options. So we're going to end for now. This looks pretty good. Um, and I'll definitely, I'm loving how it turned out. Definitely unexpected, but it came out all right, and I definitely I love this piece quite a lot. Obviously, once it's varnished, what's going to happen is the colors are going to be more uniform and it's going to pop. So I intend to varnish this at some point with a gloss varnish. So it's going to have a shine to it. The colors are just going to pop and it's going to be uniform. And that's something that I'll probably do on camera when I get to that part. But for right now, part 4 is the final part to this, and we're going to move on to something different. Okay, different panel, most likely. Again, thank you for watching. If you value my work, please like, share, subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me. There's going to be more work to come. But I'm actually glad that this is done and I can move on to something else. So I'll have this up for a while, and any final touches, I will do that. But I doubt that I'll be doing anything significant to this, apart from what I already mentioned that needs to be done. But it's not super urgent that I get this done. Okay, so thank you for watching. Appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. Hey, Cujo. I think you're taking up the whole couch. What's up, bud? Taking up the whole couch. Where am I going to sit? Huh, Cujo? Where am I going to sit? Hmm? Are you going to share? You going to scoot over? Huh, bud? Is that a no? Huh, Cujo? Alrighty, I'll let you chill. Go have my breakfast. You want to say hello? Hmm? Oh my goodness.